And we are live. Welcome to Crypto Talk Now with Max and Larry. So glad that you guys are here joining us tonight. We have a jam-packed show. We have so many great things to talk to you about and so many crazy, scary things that are going on in the market right now. We want to get into those things. But before we do that, guys, please say hello to Max. Max, how are you doing today?
Well, like a lot of us, I'm worried. But nonetheless, if I was a brand new investor, I'd be just shaking my head like, why the heck did I get involved in crypto? However, I'm not a brand new investor, and I look at these as buying opportunities. So that's how I'm doing. I'm taking a close look at Terra. I have been all day long, like a lot of us. That's where I'm at. How you doing?
Shout out to, we're doing great here. Shout out to Cody Core. Hopefully, I'm saying the name correctly. He says he's at work. He's like sneaking around. I guess the boss is looking for him, and he's
Hey,
actually
Cody.
watching our show. So welcome, welcome, welcome. We have a lot of things to talk about. We are going to get into talking a little bit about my thoughts and Max's thoughts on Saitama. We are going to talk about the craziness that's been going on with Terra Luna, and we're going to look at the overall market condition. But before we do that, guys, let's go over to the screen here. I'm going to share my screen, and hopefully you guys can see. There it is. Let's go over to crypto bubbles. And for the most part, Max, this is just it's a sea of red across the board. Have you when was the last time we saw something like this? Where it was, I don't even remember. Was it towards the end of last November? I mean, it's pretty bad right here.
Maybe the end of last November or parts of December. I would say like where it really stood out was mid January. Yeah, around that time.
Yeah.
But this is way worse. This is the worst I've ever seen it. So
Yeah, it's really crashing right now. So we're going to get into that. For some people, they think, it's a buying opportunity. Like Max and I, we kind of zero in on some of the ones we're looking at. I have liquidated a lot of my positions in some of the small cap tokens. I still do hold Saitama, Shibnobi, Terrarium, WAGMI, and a few others I'm forgetting right now, and also like a bunch of dust for different things. So we're going to, oh, look, oh, Cody Core said he's the boss. Okay. Well, make sure that the employees don't see you. Or if you want, just get them to join in watching us. Make sure they watch on their phone so we get more viewers. And then also Common Sense. He's the OG. He's the original first member, the charter member of the Max and Larry show. Common Sense says, "What's up, Cody Core?" And he says, "Nothing at the moment." You. So we're just following this little conversation. All right. So
I
I
had to
guess,
throw something out. Years ago, I knew this guy in which people said to him, they said, "Well, what are you doing? You can't be looking at that. Like you need to get back to work." And he says, "Hey, let me tell you something. I'm the boss. I can do that." And then he flips on like a switch and it plays this old Rick Ross song. And he's like, "Watch." And everyone's like kind of looking at him like, "What?" And he's just like, "Just give me a second." He's like, who you haters think you be hating? I be the freaking boss. Try to jack me from my jumbo jack, homie, get lost. We just busted up cracking up. We thought it was the funniest thing ever. So yeah, if you got the
funny.
power to do that, Cody, well, more power to you, man.
Yep. And make sure you're going over with them all the great things that are on sale today in the crypto market. So we're going to play a little bit of the guessing game here. And this time, I want you guys to definitely put in the chats to see if you guys can beat Max. So we're going to do it a little differently, Max. Last night or in the wee morning hours, I was watching the market crash further and further down. And I thought I was doing a great thing. So I bought 8 different cryptos, 8 different ones. Not all of them were in the top 100, so it's kind of hard to show, but all of them were available on crypto.com. So there's a clue, but I'll give you a chance just to pick 2 of them because there's definitely 2 that are on the screen right here. So pick 2 out of the 8 that I purchased.
Pick 2 out of the 8. Okay, Chronos.
Yes,
Okay,
that's
and then the
one.
other one is going to be uh, Terra Luna.
Nope. Nope. Or wait, let's see. I don't have a buzzer noise, so I'll just use the woman
All
screaming.
right, the second one would be Ape.
Ape? Is that what you said?
Yeah.
Good job. The crowd is cheering for you.
Yeah. All
All
right.
right, so you got
Do the
it. Ape,
dance.
yes. You've been asking me for
Look at
days if
me. Yeah. Yeah. That's about the only thing I celebrate today because the darn thing is crashing.
I just realized something that I don't have Ape in my favorites. So, oh well. So Ape is not here, but we got to put Ape in there. Let's go back to the top 100. We'll throw it
And
in.
shout out to everybody. Mr. Streets, I haven't seen you on our show before. I want to welcome you. He says, "Are we losing Luna?" Um, yeah, I mean, for people who came in at that $80 level, right? $50 level, $20. I mean, sad to see those type of things. I personally wasn't invested in Luna. I was really on the fence. I saw it this morning. I crashed all the way down to 83 cents for Terra Luna, and I said to myself, I never did day or swing trading, but it was so tempting. I was so tempted to just do some crazy swing trading, like buy 83. Because what happened was I saw 83 and it swing to like $1.15, and then from $1.15 to 3, and then to 3.50, and then to 4, then it crashes back down. And I was just like, for some of those people between the time of 6:30 a.m. Pacific to about 8 o'clock this morning, that hour and a half roughly, they actually made some decent money with swing trading. As crazy as that sounds.
So here's the list here. I couldn't remember. So I have my crypto.com app open right here. So I did buy more Chronos or Crow. And I bought, actually, the one that I bought the most of was Phantom with an F. So right here, I thought I was a hero. I think at the time I bought it when it was about 23% down in the last 24 hours. But a lot of these, the ones I'm going to list here, it was kind of like trying to catch a falling knife because I did not find the bottom of these and they're still going down, but I'm happy with the purchase price. I think, going in now, Phantom right now, Phantom with the F is at 33 cents. I saw it down to 29 cents. I think I might have bought it at like 41 or 42 cents. And also I bought some more ApeCoin. I thought I was a hero buying it like a little over $7. Oh, actually it's coming back to 684, but it was pretty far down. It was in
I
the
like how you
five.
pointed it out as Phantom with an F, and because I'm sure we're gonna have a few people who are gonna be like, "Oh, come on, bro! What about Phantom with the P, man? Like, it's
Yeah.
going places, dude. Like, yeah."
We're gonna talk
No.
about Phantom with an F too. I did buy some more Harmony. I bought a little more mana, and guess what I bought? I bought it's related to a game. Can you guess what it is? Well, I'll give this one away. I did buy some more Gala, but what is something that's related to a game? And you just talked about it the other day on a show. You got to be able to guess that one. Something that's related
Well,
to a big game.
Mr. Common Sense, who's a member of our show, but big shout out to him. He gave it away pretty much. Sand.
Close. I was taking a hard look at
Oh,
Sandbox.
okay.
Nope.
Hold on. Then Decentraland.
I did say I already bought that, but there was one more. I bought Smooth Love Potion because it was way
Yeah.
down.
Yeah. Well, that's the okay. Connected with Axie Infinity. Yeah. I was thinking about that too. That might be the next one I get actually.
It's right now. It's actually, I'm looking at crypto.com. Smooth Love Potion is down in the last 24 hours, down 40% right now. So
0.006, I think, something like that, right?
yeah, I'll go into it right now. It is currently at, well, it's at 0.005504.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
It
So
keeps that up. I might be able to get it for like old Shiba Inu rate.
yeah.
Like 5 zeros and no, it won't. But you never
So
know.
I'm going to flip the page over to Saitama because Max and I are going to talk about Saitama, and then we'll get into Luna. And then we'll get into whatever else Max wants to talk about. So I'm going to go first. So I'm going to compare Saitama to, you know what it's like, Max? It's like that good old friend or that, close family member that, is not doing well health-wise. Maybe they could even be terminal, but you're not even sure. And so that's what I'm thinking with Saitama. I don't know if Saitama is going to make it, but because Saitama to me is almost like a family member or a close friend, I really am rooting for Saitama to make it because, before I knew Max, pretty much built the whole channel off of all the Saitama videos that I did. And now the great thing is we're converting into other areas with this show, with the Max and Larry show. Max, this is actually our 17th show. Can you believe that?
Oh wow, yeah, I can believe it. Absolutely.
It's incredible. Yeah. So we've done 17 shows in a row. Now here's the thing, Max, and correct me if I'm wrong. I think that the liquidity is the liquidity lock is up. I think it's May 31st, somewhere in there. So it's about, 19 or 20 more days. And I think that's what it's going to all boil down to. So
Oh
in the
wow.
in a perfect world, I would like to see the liquidity taken out and put into a V2. But maybe they're going to relock it. I know Russ keeps saying that he's going to relock it, but we haven't seen anything yet. So I'm trying to figure out, all the chips are on the table. If they go ahead and relock this liquidity, or if they take it out and create a V2, then I think that Saitama can pump again. I think that Saitama would be something that people are going to jump into again. But, obviously, if the liquidity's gone, then the token's gone. So what's your thoughts, Max? Will it get relocked, or will they start a V2, or is the show coming to an end in about 20 days?
I don't think it's coming to an end in 20 days. I'm just going to throw that out there. I know a lot of people feel that way. There's just too much invested into it to just do that. I mean, I don't realistically see that happening. Now a V2, yeah, I can see that happening. And of course you've been mentioning that for a while, that you see that happen as well. I'm not a big fan of V2 with anything, but if it's necessary and it helps the project get to where it needs to be, then I could see that being significant. At the same time, they're going to have to really, really break down how it's going to work and how it's going to benefit everything, instead of just saying on paper, this is V2, and they got to have an outline for the reasons. Like, is there going to be, we move to a V2, and then our bag is a lot smaller, but it's as a result, the max total supply is dramatically less, like creating more scarcity. But what happens after that? I mean, nobody knows what happens after that, right? There's no crystal ball or anything like that. But I don't know. They're going to have to really sell people on it, because there's going to be, of course, as you know, a certain crowd that's going to be cool with the V2 because they like it for whatever reason. And there's going to be a certain crowd that's just going to be like, no, man, stop doing these token migrations. We hate it. And then, of course, let's not forget the unspoken crowd, the crowd that has, left crypto, taken a break from it, doesn't even know what the heck has been going on the last few days, and who are going to come back and they're going to be like, what the heck? You guys are in a V2. I didn't know, there's always that crowd. So
Shout out to Classy Crypto. He posted this over on Twitter and I retweeted it. Guys, if you're not following us on Twitter, follow Crypto Talk Now 21. And also, Max, what's your Twitter handle again?
my Twitter handle is at Larry. You should know my Twitter handle.
Okay. It's in the description.
it's at DPGmaximus. It's okay.
Okay, cool. So right here, effective immediately, he actually retweets a conversation. This is an important announcement. The commission has decided to sever our partnership with Saitama due to the market conditions. The commission had to make a very difficult decision in order to ensure the long-term stability for its holders and team. We thank Saitama for their partnership, and we wish them the best moving forward. So that's a shocker right there. The commission has severed ties, and this might be the first that you're seeing this, Max, because it just
it is the first I'm seeing it. That's the first I'm seeing, and I mean, yeah, he does it like his headline says. That is breaking news. It's sad, bad news. It comes during a time where there's lots of bad news, obviously, going on in the crypto space, and man, it's bad timing. I can see why the commission did it, but at the same time, it's like, from a Saitama Wolfpack point of view, right? It's like, man, the commission was that one catalyst that they had going on in the positive direction. Yep. Everybody was kind of hyped about, like, it's backed by gold, and it was something I was thinking about getting into. I may still get into the commission, but it's just like, damn, man, he need that right now for Saitama. Maybe you need it if you're a commission fan. Sorry.
There's a lot of drama going on in the Twitter spaces, and I'm sure you guys are familiar with Faltron. Faltron getting out of Saitama, and then I guess possibly he might have bought back in. I'm not sure. But I will say this. The thing I wanted to point out about Faltron is this shows you the power that influencers in the space have, whether they're Twitter influencers or YouTube influencers. The reason why Saitama is where it was at, or I should say, right before November, where it was at when it was up like probably 4 billion or more in terms of market cap, is because of all the influencers talking about it and tweeting about it. So for all of the developers out there wondering, what makes the project, it comes down to marketing, because without the marketing surrounding Saitama, and without the strong community surrounding Saitama, it wouldn't have had this run that it did. So also, like, let's just recognize a few people here, Max. So we've got welcome to Mr. Streets. He says, if Doge adds another 0, I'm selling my Harley and a few other things. And then CryptoPunk says he's saying shout out or hello to Common Sense. And then Diva Stock says Volt Inu is the next Shiba. Common Sense said, I had Doge. I was up 45,000. Wow. And Robinhood would not let me sell for hours. Finally sold it and made 7,000. Wow. It was my first crypto purchase. I hate Robinhood. So actually, I had purchased Doge on Robinhood as well.
Yeah, that's where I still have a holding of Doge, and ironically, it is still with Robinhood. So I feel your pain on Robinhood.
And one other quick little shameless plug for the stream here and the channel. Common Sense is the original. He's the OG. He's the first member to this channel. So if you guys want to support, if you like the Max and Larry show, you can hit the join button, and there's 3 levels of membership. If you guys want to be a member of the show, we greatly appreciate it. It helps support the channel if you want to be a member of the channel. So everybody seems to know each other, but yeah, I mean, Robinhood is kind of like a double-edged sword. I mean, it's nice. It brings a lot of people in. I do remember that time where it just seemed like, Shiba Inu was kind of breaking the internet, and it was causing some issues. And Robinhood, you kind of wonder about, I don't want to say insider trading, but you just wonder with Robinhood, what's going on? Why are people not allowed to sell? So your thoughts on Doge, Max? Do you think it's going to be something again? Will it pump again when Elon Musk gets involved, or do you think Doge's days are done too?
No, they're not done. They're not done at all, and that's what main reason why I hold Doge, is for mainly those reasons. Like, I mean, come on, it's just like you got to give it a chance a little bit longer, as far as I'm concerned. Again, not financial advice, but that's the way I'm looking at it. I want to see some of these things come into play, like, you know, him obviously buying up Twitter. Was it $44 billion? There's got to be the implementation of some of the ideas need to be executed, basically, is where it's at. And once that happens, I think we will see some, I'm not saying like new all-time highs or anything like that, but we may very well see what we could. But I'm saying, we'll see something going on. It's just things have to be, fully implemented and so on. Especially like if, Twitter introduces like tipping for, I don't know, anything and everything. I mean, that right there creates what for Doge? That right there creates the utility to a sense. I mean, right now, I don't even know if there's really any significant place of business or anything like that where you can use Doge. I know it's kind of like something that people were talking about in the past and so on, but to actually see it executed and on his platform, think about this, right? If he actually soon, like let's say within the next few months or something, right, or this quarter, whatever, he gets something going on in which his platform that he technically owns ends up being a tipping platform for Doge. What do you think is going to happen to all these other businesses? At the end of the day, so many people look at Elon Musk as like the main model for, running a business, and just like anything he even mentions, right? Like it's just like things turn into gold to a sense. I mean, I know it sounds like a crazy way of looking at it, but like a lot of people follow him. He has so much influence. So with that said, why wouldn't you want to see how that pans out? Why wouldn't you want to like stay the course? I mean, I'll put it this way. If you're staying the course with Saitama, right, because you believe in the wolf pack and all that stuff and everything that's going on, and you're gonna follow, Rust to the pits of hell, right? There's people like that in Saitama. Let's face it, like they would never flood it. They would never speak negatively about the project. So if you hold Saitama and you hold Doge, but you're the same guy who would say something like, "Well, I need to get rid of my Doge," well then, what the heck? Like you're gonna follow one and not the other to the pits of hell, I guess you could say. But my point is just you gotta get more time. I know it sounds crazy. A lot of us are like impatient when it comes to that. Me, I lucked out. I mean, that's how I got into crypto. Basically, Robinhood turned $300 worth of my Doge into 22K. You guys know the story, but um, I'm glad I still hold a bag. And with that bag, I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna see how things get executed. I just think that's the right play. I'm not saying that's what you guys got to do too, but I still think there's some real good things on the horizon for Doge.
So Mr. Street says here, I hear Coinbase is not looking well this evening. I'm not sure what's going on with that. I have to look into it. Something to keep an eye on. Wallet time, just when you guys have wallets, just make sure you're protecting yourself. Not advice, I guess, but I think it's a good idea to have a hardware wallet as well. But I wanted to get into what Kingsman said. I do know what Kingsman's saying here because he messaged me, and I didn't want to mention it without him, with his permission. But he says here, "Hi, Larry and Max. I sold my entire Phantom heavy bag. I lost like 15K. It's slowly rug pulled. Devs, no response." Yeah. So, and I would feel. I mean, we all feel bad for what you're saying here, Kingsman. But and I can't say that I saw this coming ahead of time because I was also invested in Phantom too. It's just extremely frustrating because I've been trying to rattle the cage of Phantom because of people like you and some other people that are invested in Phantom, and I just cannot get their attention. I know that some of you guys have been going in there and being very, very active in their Telegram, and they are just nowhere to be found. I know they're private people, but it's no excuse. At this point, it seems deliberate. They're just ignoring the community. They refuse to market, and now with the way the market is now, I mean, this project's in trouble. I mean, I'm not going to let. Oh, you there? I think we have a little bit of a weak connection. Can you hear me still?
Yeah, I hear you. It's just that you're having some connection problems.
Yeah, I'm actually taking a picture of this little error message because I want to show that to Spectrum. Hopefully they're coming here tomorrow. The internet service has just been horrible. And I was on the phone with them for like an hour trying to get things straightened out, but they can't get here until hopefully tomorrow they'll get here. But apologize to everybody viewing at home. But what's your thoughts on what Kingman is saying here on Phantom? What do you think what's your gut feeling as to what you think is going on with Phantom? Phantom with a P. Phantom Project.
You know what? I can't honestly say what my gut feeling is on it. I know a lot of you guys. I should say a lot. I mean, some of you guys have been messaging me in regards to, what I think about that. It's just that I haven't been following Phantom closely enough compared to like Larry to actually just give a well-educated response in regards to that. I will say this one thing, and that is, like I said before, and that is, they could have been a lot more transparent. There's a complete communication breakdown for whatever reason. And at the end of the day, I mean, like we mentioned before, they brought in 3 million on that one weekend. Was it for the, right before the pre-sale was over? And if anything, they like Larry said, they could have hired a few YouTubers. They could have hired a couple, like I said, hired a couple of community managers, one for the weekdays, one for the weekend. It's not like you're asking somebody, or you're throwing out a big budget for that. I mean, I guess you could, but at the end of the day, just to not have anything, and you're just waiting for a dev. At the end of the day, some of those devs, their attitude is, "This isn't my job. This wasn't part of the work description." Well, where's that fall on, right?
Anybody can say that they're working with dev.pro. I mean, it's fine.
Yeah.
Pat, just knock it off. I'm trying to get my dog to stop.
But yeah, that's the way I feel about it. I mean, I mainly rely on you, Larry, when it comes to the Phantom project, to be honest.
I can say that I'm about to negotiate a deal with General Motors or, Tesla or Elon Musk. But, until we actually see real evidence, I mean, how do we know what's even going on? And even if they have a great deal going 6 months down the road, 8 months down the road, they're trying to come out with a social media app, social media platform. like Twitter or Facebook. I'm talking about Phantom Project here. At the end of the day, you need something in between. You need something between now, which should have been the day of launch, and before launch. There needs to be a massive marketing campaign. A $3 million can't just be used to develop the app. I'm sorry if that's what their plan was, but it was a poor plan. I mean, the way that the space that we're in, I consider them a community-based token. The space that we're in demands, you can see, like, with big players like Faltron is somebody that's a big voice on Twitter. Whether you like Faltron or not, that's not the point. When he talks, people listen. And, some of these other big YouTubers, when they talk, people listen. And, they're even listening when some of these smaller channels like ours talk, because we do have some influence. And, so to me, it's a no-brainer. Like, I don't even need to have a marketing plan. Like, it's just a no-brainer that you need to hire people to market your token. So I don't want to hear that, we're hiring a PR team and that we've got this plan. Those are just excuses. It just seems like stall tactics at this point. And I just feel sorry for all those that are invested in Phantom. I really, really do, because I hate to see people that are losing their hard-earned money. It's just,
Right.
it really bugs the hell out of me, because it didn't need to be that way. I know the market is down, but this is just, they were doing this before the market was really crappy like it is now.
Yeah,
so we're just
right.
No FUD. Google how long it took all the successful social platforms to get created. 6 months is a long time. Selmo FUD says, "Hey Max and Larry." Hey Selmo, I just
Hey, Selmo.
just here to do my part to help contribute changing the space, because my 3 grandkids' future depends on it. That's true. And then Ron, there's Ron. Where's Tilapia?
Tilapia?
Yeah, he's not here.
He doesn't. Ron doesn't personally know Jerry Tapia, but
Okay.
but I do. Yeah, I mean, we're technically all those guys are from the same gaming group. It's just they, I don't know, became inactive or whatever. Ron's not inactive. He's like on all the time. So
okay, well, welcome to Ron. Glad you could join us again. And Mr. Street says, follow the big wallet. Buy in the beginning of Phantom, and you'll find something. Okay. Well, we'd have to look into that offline. I don't think that Max. Do you do much with wallet tracing? I don't really do any tracing of wallets, just because to me, it's not a big deal. Like, if I find out that some whales are getting into a project, that's one thing. But if I want to kind of go back and just try to figure things out, I guess if I was invested in the project still, I might want to take a close look. But I don't really, this Phantom is just kind of like the past for me personally, but I still care about those invested. So
for me, it really depends. To answer your question, it really, really depends. I mean, if I'm seeing a lot of something shady or something, and a lot of people bring it to my attention, I mean, I'll try to help out. But again, I mean, I'm not like the biggest wallet tracking expert or anything like that. I mean, I just use some of the basic tools that we all use, like if it's an Ethereum ERC20 based project, right? Like the typical one out there. Yeah, I might try to see, like, okay, hey, this whale came in at this, and he's selling at this, and et cetera, et cetera. But I mean, anybody has access to that stuff, like Etherscan and whatnot. I mean, just it's nothing real too technical, really.
Here's a perfect segue. Duhas, thanks again for being with us. I know you've been here before. He says, "What do you guys think of Luna?" So there's your segue, Max. If you want to start talking
All right.
about
Well, I'm glad
Luna.
you brought it up, because you know what, that was one I stayed up to like the wee early hours of this morning, and I wish I didn't do it. But here's what I think of Luna. I don't honestly think it's going to be like everybody's panicking and stating that this is going to go away. I mean, I get it. Yeah, doing basically that. I get it. Some people are really worried, but again, like I was mentioning, I saw it crash down to 83 cents. And I honestly thought, you know what, if there was ever a time for me to swing trade, again, not financial advice, I'm not saying this is what you guys should do, but for me personally, I was there. I was right on the fence of doing, like, getting in at like the below dollar amount. And guys, even at this moment, I don't know if you have the screen up, Larry, but no, you don't. If you bring up Terra Luna, Larry, I mean, it shows this $1.09. It went all the way down to like 83 cents this morning. I didn't even saw that. And then for literally an hour and a half, I saw price fluctuation like crazy, like I've never seen before. And for people who have already been used to day trading or have been using bots and stuff like that, I think those people really took advantage of it. Now, did a ton of people get absolutely destroyed on their portfolio because they got into Terra Luna when it was like $80, $50, $25? Yeah, absolutely it did. Heck, even people who technically FOMO'd in when they were watching some of these top influencers yesterday, right? I'm not going to name the guy's name, but I remember he did a live stream at $6.50 telling people should like basically load up on Terra Luna at $6.50. Even those people are currently wrecked right now, right? But at the end of the day, it's like, don't just look at, don't look at me, don't look at top influencers. Watch the chart for yourself. You can see for yourself whether you're using Dex tools, whatever you're using, but you can see if when things kind of hit rock bottom for the most part. So for me personally, this is near rock bottom. Could it get worse? Absolutely, it could get worse. Next thing you know, I mean, if we have another 2 solid days of this red crap, I hate to call it that, but if we, look at the global crypto market cap, 1.29 trillion, says it's down about 8.54%. I remember this was like 12% earlier in the day. So I mean, if this keeps going in this direction, and let me just wrap it up with this, Larry. If it keeps going down this direction below a dollar, for me personally, I'm going to do some swing trading because I saw the price fluctuate so dramatically from 83 cents to $3 mark, and it would go back and forth, crazy, like instantly. Like I saw it drop like $1.20 within like 10 minutes. I saw it drop about 75 cents within 5 minutes. So again, if you can have like your spreadsheet up and just say something like, you know what, I'm just gonna throw out a number like 90 cents. And as soon as this fluctuates to like $1.20, I'm going to sell my position. Now, for me personally, I was thinking about getting, like 1,000 Terra Luna when it was like 85 cents. And that was like, I don't know, it was like $800 worth or something like that. But I mean, it would have put me over 1,000 mark. Well, when that thing went up to, $3 and something, I mean, basically I just made, um, I just made about a grand or so. I mean, that's not too bad. I mean, it sucks to have to do that, but at the same time, I'm also going to have a separate bag for my moon bag. Right? A lot of people don't do it that way. They believe that this thing's going to rebound and go back. But again, it's for me, it's that risk to reward ratio. We were obviously talking about XRP and the risk to reward ratio. Even on XRP, that is, are you kidding me, guys? XRP is down to 41 cent, roughly 41 cents. So the two ones that stood out for me was XRP, risk to reward ratio, but especially Terra Luna, because even if it doesn't go up to all-time highs, let's say it goes to like $50, $25, that risk to reward ratio, I'm willing to take that chance. Me personally, I'm not telling you guys what to do. Okay. I'm just saying that's a very appealing risk to reward ratio. And then that way, I mean, some guys are talking about like, man, I could basically use what I make in Terra Luna and buy myself a full Bitcoin right now, which, I know a lot of people are like, well, why don't you just put that in altcoins? Really? Really? You want to put stuff in altcoins right now? I mean, some of it seems good because it's just like buying opportunities, but for some people who have been wanting a full Bitcoin for a while now, when the market goes back to green, and it definitely will, this is not going to bleed for like, 3 straight months or anything. I just really don't see that. But yeah, if you ever wanted to buy a full Bitcoin, that might be your play. And many people are using it like Terra Luna as their play to basically get themselves a full Bitcoin. So there's where it's at as far as I'm concerned. Back to you, Larry.
Okay, so yeah, I'm gonna read some of these comments and respond to them. So Cody Core says, I have an 18-year-old that's interested in buying some crypto. Any ideas? And I'm wondering if that is Dylan. Could be. Cody Core sent me here to watch you guys because I'm interested in buying crypto. Okay, so not financial advice, but you're coming into a time where the market is in a dangerous territory because, as I was saying earlier, that I did buy some different things today. I bought 8 different cryptos that were available on crypto.com. I think probably 5 of them are in the top 100. And it's kind of like catching a falling knife right now. It's kind of dangerous because I was thinking I was a hero, buying Phantom probably 20 something percent down in the last 24 hours. Then it goes 40% down. So, I don't know where the bottom is. None of us are experts. If you guys watch these guys with the charts, they seem to always hedge their bets, saying, well, if it goes to this point, it can go down here. And if it goes up to this point, it's just going to go up here. So nobody really knows. I will say
Richard
this.
Hart, I would say knows. He called
Richard
it
Hart,
again.
yeah.
Yes, you want to know something? I was watching back to him, Richard Hart of Hex. So I'm watching that interview from a year ago, and he mentioned specifically, Bitcoin and Ethereum having a major crash. For instance, Bitcoin going down 65%, and from previous all-time highs. And I'm like, oh my god, he called it right again, because Bitcoin was at 66,000, right? Well, at the end of 2021. All right. So with that said, if you look at where it's at right now, it's not spot on 65% down, but it's at 29,000 some number. So I mean, it's just like, holy cow, that guy called it as far as all that goes. And he says they go in these cycles that happen like once every 3 years when it comes to that. So, my attitude is this the end of the decline? Well, we don't know that, right? We don't know. We don't have a crystal ball or anything like that. But I will state this for all the people on TV, radio, et cetera, who are stating that this is the worst time to get into crypto. What crowd are they mainly talking to? They're mainly talking to crypto newbies. Let's just be honest about it. People who are the new retail investor who may be on the fence of getting into crypto, for is like seasoned veterans of crypto that've been in this game for, I don't know, let's say a year or two or more, and so on. You guys look at this as what? Buying opportunities, and you're narrowing down which ones to get into, because we get it at the end of the day. Terra Luna, if it goes to 1 or 0, I mean, that's extremely risky. But again, why did you get into crypto to begin with? For me personally, it is because of that risk to reward ratio. It becomes a hell of a lot more appealing than leaving my money in a traditional IRA or CD account or checking account, savings account that I'm getting only 0.5%. And then with inflation the way it's going, I mean, I don't even need to preach to the choir about this. You guys get where I'm coming from. Um, I just will state this back to a few other things, where we say things like, we're just influencers and so on, not financial advice and stuff like that. The reason why we state that is, for instance, what is going on with Terra Luna. So Terra Luna, you got UST that's pegged to Terra Luna, right? And Larry, if you could bring that up, I mean, that has been fluctuating all day. That crashed all the way down to like 30 some odd cents. People who specifically bought into UST stablecoin, that's the first time in history of crypto that I ever heard of a stablecoin dropping below $1. So this went all the way down to, if we could look at that chart, if you scroll down just a little bit more, Larry, I think it went down to like 30 cents. Can you go look at the very bottom of that red at roughly around 8:30, 9 o'clock this morning?
20, yeah,
So
29.
29 cents. You know how many people in these comments on the right, you see where it says top and latest, like it says Crypto King over there? You know how many people said it was stupid they were like, oh, it's stupid to buy a bag of these stable coins because you're going to continue to get wrecked. You want to know something? All those people that bought at 29 cents, bought a bag at 29 cents of UST. I know it sounds crazy, but like investing into stable coins without staking it, because that was supposed to be our end game, right? That was supposed to be our exit plan, was things like this for staking and then pairing it with ANC anchors, right? And doing the whole 18% for a stable coin. But the point is this: if you would have recognized this opportunity this morning at 29 cents and bought a bag of that, and even at 82 cents below the stable coin value, right? You didn't get wrecked. You saw buying opportunities. These are the things I'm talking about. For new investors, they're going to preach to the choir about how bad it is to get in crypto. And for those that have been around a long time and understand how this game is played, you're not shaking your head. You're looking at these opportunities. Again, I feel for all the people out there that got wrecked completely, who bought in at Terra $80, $20, et cetera, et cetera. But for the other people who are recognizing these crashes, they're the ones who are loading up like crazy and getting crazy, returns on their investment. So back to you.
Okay, so going back to that original Cody Core asking what is a good thing to get, and like I said, we can't give you advice on that, what to buy, but I would say to take a look at this time in the top 100 or the top 50, just because you want to err on the side of conservatism right now with your investments, only because of the market just bleeding out so much right now, and so you might kind of want to just wait a little bit and just make sure you educate yourself first before jumping in. So definitely take a look at that. But also I wanted to respond to Sell More FUD, because I have something here that I posted earlier on Twitter, and Sell More FUD says, I feel like it's something you must do to protect yourself from excuses from the project. When checking wallets, some research might surprise you. Very skeptical. So in the case of Phantom with a P, Phantom Project, I got in on the pre-sale. So I wasn't, there was no really wallets to look at other than, seeing if anything weird went on with the deployer wallet. But I do want to point out something right here, and I'll get Max's take on it when he comes back, that I tweeted over on Twitter here earlier from Watcher Guru. He posted this today that talking about wallets, the top 100 Bitcoin wallets have added 77,618 Bitcoin. That's, let's see, hundreds, thousands, millions, that's billions. That's $2.4 billion in the last 24 hours. So this shows you that there is just a ton of manipulation, and a lot of times in the crypto market in general, and Bitcoin more specifically. And, this is a game, like Max was alluding to, people that have been in this game for a while, they'll see this type of thing because, they'll start selling off to get some sell pressure, and the chart will drop, and it just gives them an opportunity to buy back in at a lower price. Would you agree with that, Max?
I believe with 100%. I would be with you on that, because the way I look at it is, at the end of the day, when you see the whale activity, I follow Watch Guru as well. When you see the whale activity show these type of signs, it tells you there's a reason why that they're putting a big position into all this, and the reason for it is because they potentially see this as being what the current rock bottom rate, based off of history, based off of charts, even back to, for instance, what Richard Hart of Hex was stating. That it's going to go down roughly 60-65%. I think currently speaking, and looking at those figures, I mean, not 65%, but I mean, he was almost spot on. It was over 50. So I mean, they're coming in at, what was it, 29,000 and so on. They realize that might very well be the current rock bottom, and hopefully it is, because I mean, if it is, and we see everything stop bleeding and get back to or get out of this bearish winter, or whatever you want to call it, those are the big opportunities. And it's just basically positioning yourself. Like, for instance, for myself, I mean, again, we were talking about this earlier, I was really tempted to take my holding that I had for the longest time from Robinhood of my Dogecoin, and moving it into Terra Luna, because it was just more like, wow, this could really, just jump crazy. And, being able to position myself like that, I call it like a power play, if you will. People are going to do that. I mean, but at the same time, I decided at the end not to do that. And I'm just going to, I guess you could say, put in a separate investment into Terra Luna by not repositioning myself. Because at the same time, I'll never see my Dogecoin at a penny, and that's the current price I had it. And I was like, well, I'm going to wait for, to see how things are going. Like I mentioned, like I think at the beginning of the show. So
shout out to Mr. Streets, and welcome for joining us here, or thank you for coming in and talking with us. It says, I remember Shib gaining like crazy right before the last big crash. What new projects are experiencing this that could be, or it could have been a good potential? So, I think we were all spoiled by Doge and Shiba Inu and Saitama to a certain extent, Shibnobi, if you want to carry it further. So we might be seeing the beginning of the end of, those type of runs with the meme tokens. So I don't know if you're asking specifically about that, but the one that I'm most bullish on in general is in the top 100, and that's Crowcoin, or now they're calling it Kronos. I'm just super bullish on it because I feel with the regulation coming, people getting scared with the way the market is, that more people are going to start moving into centralized exchanges. And I think that crypto.com is about number 21 in volume. So I see that volume moving up as they gain more market share as far as a platform to trade crypto, to invest in crypto. So I'm super bullish on that one. I think that's something that could eventually go crazy and have a
I agree
run
with you
kind
on
of
that.
like BNB. Yeah, you agree with
Yeah,
that?
yeah.
Um,
I mean, Kronos is only 2 cents more than what I originally paid for it back in last summer of 2021. So yeah, that's and it could even drop even more. It could drop below 17 cents. I mean, the way things are going right now.
So here's a good thing from Duhas. It definitely, if Dylan is still with us, only invest what you can 100% afford to lose. That's good advice.
Give me a second. I'm going to interrupt you for a second. I
Yeah.
saw a few more people join the live stream. Guys, please, we bring you guys all this content, basically, do the show free and so on, because it's a daily show that we love to do. We love the community that we have. All we basically ask from you guys is to hit that like button. If we could get some more likes, it kind of helps with the YouTube algorithm. It gets it out to more people. So by all means, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button to Crypto Talk Now. Subscribe to me and Larry. My crypto channel is just like you see right here. Is Maximus Crypto, and of course Larry's is obviously Crypto Talk Now. But we are this is our show, Crypto Talk Now with Max and Larry, um, and we just could use all the support we can get from you guys. It's just a simple thing to do, just to like and subscribe. It definitely helps get this show out to more people like yourself. So I just want to thank also those who just recently joined our live stream, and we always try to stay engaged with you guys in the comments. We might not get to it like immediately, but we do try to keep up with it. So thanks, guys.
So like everyone's saying, it's also important to do your own research. Don't just go on what we're saying or other influencers are saying in the space. But some people would, the way that I think Max and I look at it is it's an excellent buying opportunity, but be careful because you don't know exactly where the bottom is. I'm kind of waiting for, hopefully, I know it sounds weird. I'm rooting for Crow to drop more just so I can accumulate more. But I just think that right now you have to really, not financial advice, but invest in what you really believe in. So a lot of the meme tokens that I was invested in, and again, I'll clarify and say that I'm still in Saitama, I'm still in Shibnobi, WAGME, and a few others. A lot of the meme tokens or community-based tokens, the low caps, I got out of in the last couple of days because I've seen what's been happening in the market. And I also, I don't have an unlimited supply of money either. So I want to transition that money and put it over into some, what I consider some safer cryptos or ones that are really, really on sale. Like I have kind of mixed emotions about this other Phantom, but I just think it's like at such a deep discount. I wanted to grab some more. But yeah, it's kind of like a minefield at this point. Like Mr. Streets has said, and then Duhas, minefield. Yeah. So I have been telling him to look into anything that he thinks he wants to buy. Yeah. Look hard, look and do a lot of research. CVC, I'm pretty bullish on CVC long term. I still have CVC. I did not get rid of my moon bag of CVC. I did make profits after the pre-sale, took out my original investment as well. I do have a nice moon bag, common sense, and that is because I believe, even after having Keith on the show, by the way, I think Keith might be coming here tomorrow with Cliff from Shibnobi. Cliff is definitely going to be here, but I think that Keith might be joining him and maybe Teddy Ganja as well. So tune in tomorrow, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We'll be here. But what's your thoughts on CVC, Max?
You know what? I'm bullish on it as well. I need to get a position on it. It's just I was just trying to take advantage of some of these other uh, flash sales because that's basically what they are right now. For instance, like Luna and some of these other ones. So, like the most recent one I did was Clearpool. Even on that one was, I mean, heck, I think their price is at the initial coin offering, if you could imagine that. So, taking a look at that. No, they went back up to like 5 cents, but I mean, for a few hours earlier, it was basically like the price of the initial coin off. There's just so many things like that. You were talking about SLP, you know, Smooth Love Potion, where it was like, was it 0.005
Point,
or
yeah,
something?
0055 or something like that. Yeah, we can
Yeah.
pull it up.
So I mean, it's nothing against CVC. I mean, I think CVC is a great project. And yeah, that's again not financial advice. That's one of that I'm just personally looking into get into because I'm impressed with it, especially for the long term vision of it. It just I need some more short term plays, especially with everything that's going on right now. Why wouldn't you want some kind of short term play? Because at the end of the day, I mean, my portfolio basically says that 90% of everything I have in my crypto portfolio is a long term play, and there's nothing wrong with that. I'm not worried about those, obviously. But, it's like, come on, man. With everything bleeding, yeah, I'm going to look into some swing trades. That's just me personally. I'm not saying that anybody else has to do that. So,
And so what Cody Core here is saying, Volt. So, Volt, I know there was a big sell-off the other day. I haven't really looked at the chart. I have a very, small bag of Volt. Volt and maybe Robo Inu might be the last of the good Inus right now, but I'm not 100% certain. I don't have Robo Inu right now. I'm trying to see if somebody wants to come on the show and talk about it so we can learn more. Let's see here what we've got. Common Sense says that will be a great show tomorrow. Yeah, we're really looking forward to that. It's going to be really good, guys. Make sure you bring your questions tomorrow for Cliff. I think that Max and I would, Max would agree with me that we both like Cliff. We have some concerns about Shibnobi just because we're rooting for the project to do well. We're both still invested. So it's going to be a good show tomorrow. Mr. Street says CBC homework looks good. Everything makes me nervous, though. Let's see what. Shout out to Mrs. NFT Queen. Okay, so good. So now the collective IQ of the chat has just raised because Mrs. NFT Queen is here. So she says, laugh out loud. You don't want me at your rising sun AMA. Laugh out loud.
it's all right. Yeah, I'm going to cut you off because of the following comment. She says, wrong chat. So,
Okay. The right. Okay, I'm trying to figure out what's
it's
the
okay,
rising.
Mrs. NFT Queen. It's okay. We
Okay.
understand.
All right. So
No worries. Thanks for even coming on. We appreciate it.
Yeah, thanks for coming on, Mrs. NFT Queen. If you want to see Cliff from Shibnobi, he's going to be on here tomorrow. Perhaps Teddy Ganja will be here as well. That's what Cliff said. And then also Keith from CVC will be here too. So it'll be three popular guys in the DeFi space tomorrow. Where's Mr. NFT Queen? I haven't seen him in a few days. I saw him last on Legal Alien Show and haven't seen him in a while. Hopefully he's doing well. Max, what do you want to talk about now? We've got a whole sea of red here. You want to talk more about what you know what? Let me get your opinion on ApeCoin because I did buy some more ApeCoin. I went in and out of that, and now I can't even find it on here. I just saw it. But what's your opinion? Here it is. What do you think about ApeCoin? It's now down. Well, it came back up at 661, was down as far as 526. I bought it at like 740 something. 42, 47.
Yeah, that's just another great example. I mean, I think was it Mike Wool who came on the other day just to, say a quick hello. I said to him and I think a couple other friends, I said, if the market crashes and Ape goes to like 5 something, I said, I'm probably going to load up on that. Just basic things that seem like they make sense. Cause I mean, at the end of the day, it's like, yeah, it could go down, further from here. I get that. But it's like, at the same time, I mean, it seems like something that stands out. Like you can quickly make something, maybe in the next week or two. That would be a significant profit, depending on, of course, your position. I mean, how much you got. So
crypto is like, man, it's like dog years because weren't we just looking at ApeCoin at 25 or 26 like less than a week ago? I mean, it's like it just was like
exactly.
$25. Yeah.
Right. And then there was, of course, people who even, would buy at like 13 and they sell at 19. But I mean, even with those, come on, man, $6 per coin. I mean, if you had a decent position, it's still significant at the end of the day. I mean, 526, and let's say a couple of weeks from now, things are back to a overall crypto market cap of, 1.75 trillion. I don't know if it'd be 2 trillion, but you never know, man. I mean, something could happen. So, and of course, something could happen the other way too. We could all literally on all of this, Smooth Love Potion, Terra Luna, all these ones were like, oh man, ape, right? You could get even wrecked further. So,
Yeah, we might
yeah,
not be, like we always talk about, I'm not a TA guy. I'm not great with the charts because, I don't completely believe. I mean, I do look at technical analysis, but I'm not
yeah,
100% sold on it with crypto because it's different than stocks. And I just feel like, a lot of this is being manipulated. And of course, everything follows Bitcoin and Ethereum. But we might not be at the bottom, is what I'm trying to say. So things might fall more. So he's asking me, Mr. Streets, and asking Max, no financial advice, but give us a hint on you guys. Number one, crypto eye candy, but not financial advice. Laugh out loud. So, not financial advice off the record. The
okay,
people
well,
that should be sponsoring the show is crypto.com because
yeah.
I seem to be like in love with crypto.com. So, I think
Mike,
that's
I get where he's coming from. My crypto icon. All right, well, let me pull up my own, uh, watch list basically, and I'll show you what my crypto eye candy is.
And
Um,
while you're doing that, you want to share your screen. I
yeah,
just
no,
want to read another
I'll share my
comment
screen.
here.
Hold on a second.
So I want to buy into Shiba Inu, but would that be a good investment? You're going to have to research on your own, Dylan. But both Max and I both like Shiba Inu. I think it's going to be a great one once they come out, especially with the AAA game. I mean, we've already seen obviously Shiba
I
Inu
hold
pump in
over
the
a
past.
billion. Yeah, hold over a billion tokens of SHIB. I don't plan on selling that anytime soon. I especially am not going to sell that during this current market. I would be crazy to do so. Even though I'm still in the in the green in regards to that, I just think it'd be unwise for me to do that. Oh my
I
goodness, look
think
at all
you
these
got to hit
windows.
window. Let me remove. Try to do it again. Share your screen one more time, and just hit window.
Okay, hold on a second.
And then look at the window you want to select and just click on it. And then it should come over to me. So, guys, while he's doing that, thank you for everyone that's just joined us. You're watching the Max and Larry show on Crypto Talk Now live. We are here every night, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, Monday through Friday, and 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Saturday and Sunday. So,
Do you see it now?
no, I've got a blank screen right now.
Man, what is going on? All
Let
right.
me take it out for a second. So
I'll start
you go into share and then hit window, and then the screen that you want to share, you'll see like a little tiny thumbnail of it. Just click on that, and then it should come over to me. But if there's any other cryptos you guys want to talk about, drop them in the comment section. If you have a favorite project, I don't know what it is, and you want us to talk about it, we can definitely do that. Go into your communities. I'm going to go back. There was a comment that I meant to point out. I don't know if Kingsman's still here. He says that Apeborg is pumping crazy. So I'm not familiar with that. Oh wait, here comes Max right here.
You see it now?
Okay, yeah, now we got it. Okay.
All right. So for instance, so this is some of my watch list and so on. I mean, just things kind of look crappy right now, right? So I'm not even looking at this, but what I do is like I'll flip it the other way. Obviously, Terra Luna stands out because, like, for the reasons that I mentioned, Step app really, really stands out. Borderline candy, like you're talking about, and the reason for it is because, like, again, for the before this major crash and so on, the one that stood out as far as the uh, exercise to earn apps was GMT, but that's a honeypot. You can't sell it. So a lot of people don't realize that when people just FOMO in, right? They hop on things without researching it. But with Step App, that was recently, I would say about 3 weeks ago, I think it was listed on crypto.com's app. Yeah, it's ranked 2835, but man, I mean, before things start really bleeding, I mean, like I saw that go from like 30 cents to like 60 cents, et cetera, et cetera. So for me at 17 cents, that's very, very appealing. Just going to show you guys a new window in regards to that. So for instance, all-time highs was 73 cents. That was not that long ago. I'm going to show you. So roughly, yeah, the beginning of, beginning of May. I mean, heck, what was it, like last week and so on? And again, of course, this happened because of the crypto market crash. So, I mean, this is very appealing to me. Again, it's on crypto.com. I mean, the way I look at it is, yeah, you could do these audits and stuff like that, but come on, it's crypto.com. They vet a lot of these things anyway. Sorry about that. And then I'm gonna go back to another one that kind of caught my eye. Obviously, Phantom, like with what Larry was saying. But as far as the real candy, I'm gonna go with Smooth Love Potion. I'm gonna play that kind of like how I played Dogecoin originally. I got into Dogecoin at 1 cent. A friend of mine got into Dogecoin like back in, I think it was like 2020 for like, or actually maybe even years before that. But anyway, he got his at like 0.005. He cashed out for $5 million. Lucky bum. But
Wow.
yeah, for me, I got in at 1 cent. I bought like, I don't know, over 30,000 of them or so on. And that's what gave me, the crypto bug, if you will. The crypto bug bit me. And then I went from that to, I was like, literally what stood out for me was, man, I don't know a lot about this stuff. I need to do more research. I got to force myself to learn things like, Uniswap and all that. And so then I literally typed in on a Google search, um, tokens or, crypto coins, because I didn't know about tokens, right? That are under a penny. And immediately the one that came up was Shiba Inu. And then, of course, looking at Shiba Inu and then did great with Shiba Inu. So again, it's kind of like that same concept though. So I'm not just picking Smooth Love Potion because it's under a penny. Come on, there's a bunch of projects under a penny. But what stands out? Well, it's listed on crypto.com's app. It is the in-game currency for what? Axie Infinity. This is what you use to pay for stuff if you're playing Axie Infinity. I don't even know what Axie is currently, but let me just look that up for a second actually. So Axie Infinity is $20. Obviously, that had all-time highs. I think 160, yeah, $165. Even Axie Infinity, I mean, that's tempting to get into. But what's more appealing is what, guys? That return on investment, right? Like we want our ROI to go the farthest we possibly can. So Smooth Low Potion. The way I look at it is like this, right? Even at the time where I was thinking about getting into this at a cent. Um, I think all-time highs on Smooth Love Potion was like what, 40 cents. I'm not even asking for the thing to go to all-time highs. A lot of people had the concept like, whoa, we got to see new all-time highs. Well, all-time highs was 40 cents, right? And let's see here. That was back in roughly May of last year, right? We also have to be realistic here. I'm just, even if it hits 10 cents, 10 cents, to me, that's realistic, right? That's very, very appealing. I could load up a big bag of this. I could get like, I don't know, I'm gonna say 60,000 coins, maybe 100,000 coins. Let me do the math on that real quick. So let's look at the price of this currently, right? You're talking about the candy. Let's look at the candy. So take this amount, and I'm gonna do, let's say, I don't know, 100,000 coins. Let's see how much that will be. So that's $511.10. And I realize that for a lot of people, that's a lot of money. I mean, heck, that's a lot of money for me right now too. I mean, I've had unexpected bills. Let's not even say that. Let's just cut that in half to 50,000.
Guys,
right
while
there, I
you're
mean,
here,
yeah,
sorry
go
to
ahead.
interrupt you real quick. Just so you guys know, please do us a favor and smash the like button. It looks like we have 8 likes. There are some people in here that might not have hit that like button. Please do us a favor and do that. Okay, sorry, Max. I just wanted
No,
to remind
I'll
people to
wrap
do that.
this up. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
right. I'll wrap this up on this topic. So I mean, right there, I mean, 50,000 of these tokens for 255, and then let's say this goes up to 10 cents. All right, so 50,000 of these coins times 0.10. I mean, that's $5,000 off a $255 investment. I mean, it could go the other way too. Granted, I get it. That's why we always say not financial advice at the end of the day. But you said, hey, not financial advice. Well, there you go. This is one that stands out. Is you would say candy. Of course, there's a few other ones I could point out. V Empire Dow is definitely candy for me. I remember I was covering that at I was very bullish when that was 9 cents. I did a video on it, and it went up to like 20 something cents or something. Um, Mainly because of the staking rewards on that. If you're interested in that, you can go to my channel, Maximus Crypto. I did a video specifically on that. I'm no longer feeling bullish on Shiba Inu because I'm getting away from the meme coins. Um, I've always been on the fence with eCash XEC. I'll just be honest with that. If this drops below to 5 zeros in a number, I might not do the Shiba Inu type play, right? Because for me with Shiba Inu, I got into Shiba Inu at 0.50799, and I bought over 1 billion of the tokens. I put 8K and turned to 8K. But I'm not saying I'm going to do the same thing with this, but maybe in the future, maybe I'll do like 1K or something. If that drops below, if that adds another zero, yeah, look into eCash XEC. Again, not financial advice, but Anchor Protocol. At the end of the, we were talking about that like a few days ago and so on. If you believe that this is going to rebound, this could be a nice return on investment. But there's so much. You want to talk about extreme volatility. This is tied into what? This is tied into Terra's UST stablecoin and the staking with all that. So I mean, that's a mess right now, right? But what's his name from South Korea? Their CEO, I forgot his name. He tweeted out some things that he has some kind of recovery plan. And again, guys, don't just go by what I'm saying. You got to do your research, especially when it comes to stuff like that. And then just before I wrap this up with you, Larry, the graph has always been appealing. Has always been extremely appealing. If you don't know about the graph, maybe one of these times, Larry and I, when we have more time, we could take a deeper look into it. But the graph hasn't done a lot, right? But it will. It's one of those kind of things. If you want to get into long-term projects, again, I'm more in the short term as of lately. But as far as a long-term project, I'll just give you the quick gist of the graph. The graph is the concept of what Google is, right? Is the concept of what Google is, but when it comes to like, um, blockchain, I don't know how else to explain it, but anyway, that's just another thing. IoTex, it kind of, I've seen it go as high as like 7 cents. I mean, they have a good long-term vision. I'm just trying to find one that's real quick that stands out is long-term. Mist, I think their alpha is coming out soon. I announced that the other day. Audius, man, you're talking about MATs, which means mass adoption token. You haven't heard these terms yet on other channels. You'll hear it here. So MATs is going to be a topic that's going to be brought up quite a bit by the end of this year. The big topic of last year, and of course currently, is NFTs. You're going to start hearing the verbiage of MATs thrown out quite a bit. And basically what that means is the tokenization of any project. So for instance, on my channel, and also we did a live stream with these guys. We did with Devour. Devour is what? The tokenization of restaurants. Audius, ticker symbol audio, is the tokenization of being able to invest in artists, musicians, and record labels, right? So I covered that on my MAT video when this was like, I think a little over $1. I mean, that's a great price right there. Anyway, guys, those are the main ones that stand out as far as my list. I'm sure there's more that are better on the ROI. Obviously, Clearpool. One of these days, I'll have to, do a focus segment with Larry on Clearpool. We may very well actually have them come on the show, believe it or not. That's something that we're working out. But yeah, Clearpool is very attractive right now, sitting at 5 cents. I mean, heck, their initial coin offering was 4 cents. So yeah, those are all candy to me. Solace is another one that's a extreme risk to reward ratio right now, because that's a metaverse play, but the transparency from the dev team, a lot of people are pissed off with that right now. So that one's, I'm going to be honest, that one's kind of a gamble. But check this out. If they come through and execute their promise, I mean, again, last all-time highs was about 496. That wasn't that long ago, right? That was back in early January, roughly. So, and that's a really impressive metaverse platform, but people are really ticked because the communication is not there with the dev team. So there it is. I know I did a lot of talking on all that. Sorry about that. I'm going back to that screen. So I'm going to kick it back to Larry. Thanks for giving me the floor on that, Larry.
Yeah, no problem. So Common Sense says he wants to learn more about, he says, the graph. So that's something that we go over. Again, Max mentioned it's sort of like Google, the DeFi version of it. And I have heard some good things about the graph. I think, Coinbase is funny. Coinbase wallet gives you like free crypto for going through like a 2-minute, whatever little spiel on different ones. I think the graph was one of the ones they give you like $3 worth or something. So I do have a teeny tiny bag of graph. But yeah, so there's a lot of different things that we're going to start talking about, some different cryptos. Again, guys, not to plug this channel too much, but if you want to support our channel, we do have the option right now to allow you guys to become members of the channel. So you guys can click on the join button. The first member actually was yesterday, and that's Common Sense. So shout out again to Common Sense. Mr. Street says, what is the independent movie token? I looked at it a few weeks ago, but forgot to invest. Have you heard of that one? Independent movie token?
Are you referring to Mobox? Is that the one you're talking about?
Maybe Mobox.
MOBOX?
Drop it in the comments there, Mr. Streets. Let us know if it's Mobox. Also, guys, just so you know, another quick commercial for this channel tomorrow, or for this actual stream. This is the Max and Larry show, as you guys know. But tomorrow, Cliff Fettner is coming on from Shibnobi. We're going to ask him a bunch of questions, and we want to get questions from you guys as well, so that we'll ask them to Cliff. And I think that Keith is going to join him from CVC, and possibly as well Teddy Ganja. So you won't want to miss that show tomorrow starting at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Guys, also, please do us a favor and go into your communities, or if there's a favorite token that you have or crypto coin, please get in contact with the dev teams or somebody that is knowledgeable on that particular crypto, and have them reach out to us so that they can come on the show. It's free. It's totally free to come on this show. We just want to give you guys exposure to what you want to learn about. That's what it's all about. So, it looks like we've got some more people joining us. So welcome. It looks like every time I'm thinking about wrapping it up, maybe what we should do is just start the show in the beginning and just say, you know what, we're going to wrap things up. And then like 5 more people will show up.
Right.
But,
yeah.
do you want to talk about anything else, Max? Thank you, by the way, for sharing your watch list. I need to get my act together and redo. I had an old watch list for CoinMarketCap and stopped using it.
I use CoinMarketCap for like everything. I have my portfolio on there. I got my portfolio is completely wrecked, but yeah. I mean, I use it for all that stuff. I mean, if I buy something, I put it down on my own private ledger, and then I input it into CoinMarketCap, and it just makes things really easy. My hope is, of course, in the future, just to be able to do it all on CVC. I mean, why not, right? That's their whole goal as well. So, especially on things to be, tokens to be reported on the right amount of market cap, the right, the right ranking, stuff like that. So it's not just Saitama. I mean, just other projects. I'm like, man, like for instance, Hex. I mean, not even properly listed on the ranking. So
let's take a look at. I think I have the right one here. Movie block MBL, right? MBL. So MBL is ranked number 349, and it's currently down 24%. Do you have any thoughts on this one, Max? Are you familiar with it?
I'm faintly familiar with it. And I do mean faintly. It was one that I think maybe I saw on another, not stream, maybe on a show, maybe Run Guys covered it. What's his name? J.R. Kaufman. I think he's the one that covered it.
Drop 7. yeah, drop a 7 in the chat, guys, if you're feeling bullish, right? I haven't watched the Run Guys in a few months.
But no, I mean they got a good show. I mean obviously they got a huge base, but it was just kind of like one of those things. I thought, okay, I'll just go ahead and add it. I'll be honest, if you guys are more interested in this, I could look further into it. But I might have looked into it about a week ago. Now I think about it, and I think maybe the thing that turned me off with it was the token sniffer thing. If I'm not mistaken, it was a really low score. But really? I'll have to double check that. If it ends up being like this crazy score, then of course I'm gonna stay away from it, especially right now with everything that's going on. So
I don't know if you guys noticed or not, but to try to be a little more civilized, I actually take my water and pour it into a coffee mug. Just, I guess it looks a little bit better than just me drinking out of a water bottle.
That's not the right contract.
That's not it. Oh no, that always comes up for some strange reason. I have that saved in my favorids. So I was looking at that.
I see what you're saying.
Yeah, it always comes up like that. I got to try to.
That's the same thing for me. It does Helsing Inu 100 out of 100 for me, but that's okay.
I'm trying to
hit enter. Just hit enter.
It's not pulling it up. I'm hitting enter. It's not working.
That's weird.
Let me try it again here. Huh? What happened? It's not pulling it up.
All right. Well, let me look it up real quick then. We said Mobox. Mobox.
Yeah. So, guys, if you just joined us while Max is looking that up, and I want to just
Yeah, I
give
have
her
a different one. All right, my bad. Go
you
ahead.
got it? Oh, okay. I'll just give a shout out to Common Sense. I appreciate you reaching out to Rolodex. I did not watch it, but I think Awesome Austin had an AMA or something going on with them. So I guess I could we could take a look into that and hopefully get them to come on because we'd love to have them and learn more about it. I know that it seems like it's something that you're invested in based on following you on Twitter.
Here, I sent to your private stream. You might not be able to look it up on Token Sniffer because it is actually from the ONT blockchain, and I don't know if Token
Oh,
Sniffer does all that. They do have an audit with Slow Mist. I don't know. Again, it's something we'll have to look more deeper into.
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, we'll definitely look into that for you guys. If there anything else you guys want to look at before we wrap things up here, I'll just go up on this, change the screen here for real quick. Max, is there anything you want to cover real quick or you want to just kind of wrap things up?
Guys, I think we're gonna actually wrap things up. Nothing against like what we got going on here. Is just that I know Larry and I want to talk about some things and go over a few things and so on. But yeah, we do always appreciate you guys' suggestions on what to look at and what to talk about and so on. Um, Again, thank you so much for liking. Like, comment, and subscribe, as the saying goes. I think we have a real treat for you guys tomorrow. I think there's going to be a lot of interaction, and um, it's just going to be. I think it's going to be a great night. I mean, we need a great night, especially when it comes to just talking about crypto, right? Because of everything that's going on. But yeah, a real treat tomorrow with Cliff Fettner and possibly Teddy Ganja and possibly Keith. But yeah, the Shinobi team at the very least, a couple of them, and I think it's gonna be really cool. I'm super excited about it, to be honest, because I mean I've been investing into Shib, well that too, but into Shibnobi, aka Shinja. Man, back in December was my first bag, and my second one was in January. So that was always going to be a long term hold, and it was so appealing with all the things that they had going on, and of course the people that literally saw some of their zeros get erased at the very beginning. But I think we can get back to that long term. I still really believe that they got a lot going on, that we could see some zeros be erased within a couple years and so on. So thanks again, everybody.
Yeah. And thank you to Common Sense again. He says, thanks, guys. Guys, on the way out, if you just do us a favor, please smash the like button so that more people can watch this on the record. We will see you tomorrow night at 9 p.m. Eastern with Cliff Fettner and hopefully Teddy Ganja and also Keith from CVC. I thank you guys again for watching. Be safe out there. We will see you again tomorrow night. Take care, everybody.
Have a good night, everybody.